say that Trump, he at some point he has to leave because he's already no wait he hasn't done his 2 terms. I disregard. I take that back.
They said that he has to.
For some reason, I thought he already did another term.
They say that in order for him to officially leave, he has to concede. I'll send you guys the link. Van. Oh my God, he's on CNN.
Jones?
He's Van Jones. He's on CNN. He's an attorney, and he gave us some scary shit. 16 minutes worth of things to listen to, but it's like, whoa, yeah. In order for the next step, he has to concede.
Yeah.
Let us know, Lima. You're versed in this. Tell us the process.
Well, he has to concede for the next president to take over, but right now, with all the like, there's lawsuits going on, which is kind of pathetic. You're just wasting money, you're wasting taxpayers' money. You know, he should just do the American thing and just, you know, bow down. As crazy as it sounds, you know, coming from me, which is why I was laughing when Ford said that about me being the Trump supporter guy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So talk about it. So have you changed? Are you on the other side of the fence? Are you joining our team?
I didn't vote for Donald or for Joe Biden.
Really?
No, I voted for Georgia.
Okay.
Yeah.
And why is Rhode Island a red state, by the way?
Rhode Island isn't a red state.
No, Biden won that shit.
I thought it was red.
No, hell.
Did they final counting? Really?
No, they're definitely a blue state. Blue state.
You jumped the gun on that one.
We all did. Let me take a look.
All New England is blue states.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I always thought. And then that night.
Yeah, no, that's what it's always been. You got to be careful what news you're watching. CNN and Fox News right now, dude, they're not that accurate. Like, honest to God, they're really not. Like, each one has their own agenda, and they're gonna tell you what you want to hear, being on their side. And, you know, just like a Republican's going to watch Fox News because they're going to hear what they want to hear. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a guy, he used to be for the Secret Service. I want to say his name is like Dan Bonducci or something like that. But he opened up this new social media that's like, it's a little more accurate. He's not too bad. It's a right, obviously. It's you know, right-wing media. But
good job. Just have to fact check. We're trying to be that podcast. We're trying to be that podcast. You know what I'm saying?
You sent it that night. You sent it that night talking shit. Rhode Island's a fucking red state.
But it was
like 3 hours later. 3 hours later, I was like, Biden won Rhode Island. What the fuck?
But at that time, it was.
It's
so
not,
you know,
it's not like so they'll do that. They'll send out fake polls. You know what I mean? They did that in the 2016 election. They did it again this year. You know, but right now, dude, it's ugly. Like right now, the country is just like looking, for me anyway, coming from my perspective, is we look like idiots. We look like idiots to the other countries, dude. You can't even get an election right. Like, come on.
Right. So I watched. So obviously, Joe Rogan, my number one news source. He had a guy on there. He was a military special operatives guy. I forget his name at the moment, but he was saying that like when people were talking about like, oh, Russia rigged the elections, he's like, Russia didn't rig the elections. They don't care enough about us. Like they care about us, but like they don't have a reason to rig the election. He said what they will do is they will send out like fake social media shit to make us like look dumb and confused and kind of make us like just look not as powerful, I think, to the rest of the world.
Well,
so I mean, them doing that puts them in a place where they could be affecting people's electoral vote, not electoral, but election votes, because if they're putting propaganda up that certain people believe, then yeah, it may sway a vote or two. I mean, I don't know how many votes. People probably kind of have their mind made up for the most part, but that is interfering in a certain sense. But it wasn't them doing it. You know what I mean? Like that wasn't like they could say Russia, like coercion. Like where did it go after everything? After they found out that they found out that it wasn't really that true. So I mean, where do you go from that? It's all.
I just think that's a Trump thing. I think it's a Trump thing.
They're gonna say whatever they want.
Talk about it, Tyler. What do you mean?
I don't fucking know. I just feel like, you know, he's a fucking clown. So it's like, let's just involve other countries and say that elections were rigged and this and that by other countries and all this extra shit. Like, 'cause I'm sitting here listening, and I'm trying to remember the last time I heard like another country like interfering with our election, and I could just be forgetting things, but I don't really remember that ever happening.
So China did it a while back. Like, I think China did it a while back. I believe Russia. So Russia, I'll try and get you guys the link so you guys can listen to it. But it was an old KGB guy, and he started talking about like how you do it, and there was like different steps that he used. But it was like it was over a 15-year period that they did it, so it was like weird. But like he compared it to now what's going on in America, and he's like, where we're at right now, we would need 15 years of reprogramming to be brought back to like the like us not judging things as we see it, on like us making up our own opinion instead of being coerced by social media and propaganda. Yeah, it's a really good video to watch. I'll tell you that much. Like, because the guy goes through it all and pretty much says how everything is related to what's going on now in the United States. And he lives in America. Like, he got away from Russia. I believe he's from Russia. I believe, and he was the KGB. I believe that's who it was. That I definitely have to find it though.
Yeah, you gotta find that.
Yeah, but the Russian collusion had nothing to do with the Trump administration. That was the left wing, like Hillary Clinton's cabinet, talking about that.
I don't know. I'm just
saying.
I'm
Hey,
just
guys.
over all that shit.
Fuck politics as a whole.
Yeah.
Well, that's why it's.
I don't mind it. I think it's just.
Can't say that, man.
Like
When,
I said,
when people start, like, here's the thing: you have politicians, you have people that know about politics, and then you have like diehard followers. There's different categories we fall into. Like, you're not a politician, but you'll listen to shit, but not make a vote on it. So you just like kind of, you're not a politician. You just listen to certain shit. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I kind of look at it as like sports, right? It's like there's three, and for people to not understand what I'm talking about, it's like, remember when you were in high school, you had people that play the varsity, JV. I was on both fences. I wasn't as good to stay varsity all the time, but I like to blame it because some of those people played in the NFL. Then you had JV people, and then you had those motherfuckers that played gym. You know who I'm talking about?
Yeah.
They thought they were the illest basketball players because they did well during gym. So those are the three different perspectives of people, you know? Like you said, you have true politicians, people that are really involved. They go to town meetings. They're like, hey, why is this pothole not fixed? As my fucking taxes should be paying it. Right. And they follow up. That's the point. Or then you have the headliners. They're like, well, I heard that Trump he already went to outer space with Elon Musk, and they're getting the hell out of here, and he'll still be president while he's in space. Those are the basketball players that play gym. Okay? Those are the three different types, man. And that's why I say you can't just say fuck politics, because if you let those people just kind of just create these little laws and little things, next thing you know, you'll be like, why did my taxes go from $5,000 to $8,000? Like, well, we discussed it during our meetings, and you weren't involved, and because you weren't involved, guess what? Now it's affecting you. Right. Maybe in a big grander scale, these things you might not assume that it affects you, but it typically does.
If you